This
Okay, okay. So I would be your SAP TRM instructor. Um, I'm basically a lead consultant for the Treasury and Risk Management. So I have done many implementation in SAP Treasury. So and let me know if you have any questions or anything, or just wanted to know like, do you have gotten any experience or how are you already working in this SAP? So if we can have a discussion like what's your background and wanted to have a small understanding about you all.
Hi Abhi, good morning. I'm
Hi, hello.
non-SAP background and I have 13-year experience, out of which I have 8-year experience in complete banking
Great.
in operation part. Yeah. So rest
Okay.
5 year in capital market.
Okay. Okay. Great. So even Sunil, I also came from the banking background. I was there in the various bank like ICICI, IndusInd.
Okay.
But good to know. Thank you.
So,
So any other people, just to know like what is your background, so that it helped me to understand like how to start and all. Says nothing. Yeah, Sabyasachi, you want to?
Yeah. Hi, Abhi.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, I'm already SAP experience with around 7 to 8 years in SAP FICO, and I have little experience in TRM, just related support in the banking related treasury. That's it. But I did not work in core treasury till now.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Sabyasachi. So, Sabyasachi, you haven't any domain experience or background in treasury or something like that?
No, prior
Okay.
to SAP, I did some stockbroking experience and
Mm-hmm.
some accounts experience. That's it. But I did not have any
Okay.
treasury related.
No problem. No problem. Thank you, Sabyasachi.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other people? Like there are so many participants are there, right?
Hi, my name is Balabhaskar, and
Yeah. Hi.
I have experience in FICO more than for 13 years. And
Great.
I did not work in the direct treasury area. Some of the banking related is statements part I worked. That's it, support
Okay.
side.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Thank you. Any other people? No, because I can see there are a lot of people like Peter, uh, Kumar, Mr. Saha.
Yeah, hello, Avi. Irmala
Yeah.
here.
Hi.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah.
Good
Hi.
morning. Yeah.
Haha. Hello, Malai.
I
Yeah.
have, yeah, hi. I've got around 5 years of experience in SAP FI. So I just want to learn this treasury module.
Yeah. Great, hello, Malai. How about the Peter? Peter, can you hear me? And also Mr. Saha is there.
Hi Abhi. Actually, my name is Nilanjana and I've joined from my husband's profile, so it's showing his name.
Okay. Okay. Hi, Nilanjana.
Yeah.
So, Nilanjana, you have a background of what's your background basically? Is it SAP, non-SAP?
No, I haven't worked in SAP, but I'm working as in general accounting, like domain experience only. And SAP end user experience I do have, and I have taken training for SAP FICO, and I am interested in TRM.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great, Nilanjana. Thank you. Peter, can you hear me? Peter, are you there? Because we cannot hear from Peter. Yeah. Okay. Even though I've started my introduction, okay, let me give you a detail, not in detail, but it's just to make you understand my background. So I, it's my 20 years, I'm having an overall experience. I started my career in the audit firm, and then I move into the various banking and financial sector institutions. Um, so it's in SAP, there are many years, like, almost 14, 15 years into the SAP. I started my career with the SAP FICO, and then I move into treasury and risk management. So I work for, I mean, currently I'm working as a project lead consultant. And so where it's in kind of, I'm also leading a team, and also it's kind of individual contribution. So it's been many years I have been given a SAP treasury support, plus I've done an end-to-end implementation in treasury. And as I mentioned, like I came from banking background, so where my role was, I work for this, various loans, sort of products like, term loans, trade finance related product like, issuing LC, a letter of credit, bank guarantee. So these was my actually work portfolio. I was into the, corporate banking role in the, I mean, I was part of the corporate banking, where my role is to, go to the corporates and demonstrate our products, banking products. And yeah, so let's understand, like, you have any understanding like why we need a treasury module. So what is the use of that? Okay, let me share my screen. So any understanding when you're talking about the treasury, and it's called TRM, risk management module in SAP, right? So when you're talking about the treasury, so it has got a two part. One part is called treasury part. I
Abhi, are you
hope you can
sharing
all.
your screen?
Oh, I did not share.
No, till now
Okay,
it is
I'm
not shared.
sorry. Okay,
No issues.
yeah, thanks for confirming. Okay, I can. You can see my screen, right? If you can confirm.
Yes, Abhi, we can see your screen now.
Okay, okay. Just give me one moment, right? Just let me have some water. So as I mentioned, like when you're talking about this treasury and risk, it's a module call. I hope you can hear me, right? I'm audible, correct? No?
Yes.
Okay. So under the treasury, as I said, it's called TRM module. So under treasury, there are various treasury group. Like, we talk about money market, then we call it as in forex, securities, then trade finance, and yeah, money market, forex. Okay, let me show you the system first, then you can understand. Yeah. So now this is called SAP screen. Now if we go to the SPRO in the configuration path, SAP reference IMG, and now you can see this particular folder called Financial Supply Chain Management. So now everything of the Treasury module, now under the Financial Supply Chain Management, you can see Biller Direct, Cash and Liquidity Management, Collection Management, Credit Management, Dispute Management, Bank Communication, IHC, Advance Payment, Treasury and Risk Management. So these are all part of SAP Treasury and Risk Management. So now if you go for an interview for the Treasury, I mean, currently I'm working in almost all the areas, right from the cash and liquidity management. I work for credit management, collection, bank communication management, in-house cash, and treasury and risk management. So they may ask you in the interview, like, what are the areas? Because treasury, along with the TRM, you also should know that bank communication management, bank account management, and the cash management. So anyway, so this is just an understanding when you're talking about the financial supply. So treasury would be under the part of financial supply chain management. And here you can see that under the treasury and risk management, these are various folder. This called treasury group. Like under that group, there is called money market, foreign exchange. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Money market, security, foreign exchange, securities. These are called derivative products, listed derivatives or OTC derivative. Okay, I forget to mention that. Trade finance. So these are the product we call it as an trade finance. Uh, sorry, trade fi. These are the particular product group. So under the product group, um, you know, okay, we'll come to that. Under that, what are the things are there? This is called treasury, and when you're talking about the risk management, so there would be kind of market risk analyzer, credit risk analyzer. So these are the things are there. So out of that, I mean, when you're talking about the our curriculum, we may not going to take care of the market risk analyzer because it doesn't have, I mean, we don't have this data to show you how it works. But anyway, we not include. So basically, in the risk management, we include the credit risk analyzer, and also there is another thing called hedge management. Okay, so these are the topics we basically going to cover. So like, money market, forex, securities, derivative, trade finance, hedge management, and credit risk analyzer. And also we have, overview of the cash management, in-house cash management, and bank communication management. We give you the overview on the same. So this is my curriculum of the SAP. I mean, this particular uh, understanding of the what we're going to cover in the treasury and risk management. So when you're talking about the SAP treasury, first of all, we have to understand like how the organization structure. So when you're talking about the organization structure, so first of all, The question is why SAP? Like, there would be kind of general assumption. Sometimes what happen is when you're talking about the term treasury, maybe sometimes you may see in the project, like I've got a many time experience that, like, they ask for a treasury, and they will give the work for some normal stuff, because treasury is a kind of normal, the term is being used normally. Sometimes, I mean, any payment related stuffs. Okay, anything like, when you're talking about the any treasury, so you may see that the in normally how the term being used. So I'll come to that. What is organization structure? When you're talking about treasury, so people normally referred any sort of payment related activities. So example, even in F110, whatever, say example, any payment you're doing for the via the using F110, it's called an automatic payment program. That is also sometimes considered as a treasury activity. So maybe some project will come and say that we have a treasury requirement, but you have to ensure that whether they are talking about that F110 term, it's a normal treasury. Yeah. So otherwise, when you talking about the treasury module assistant, so these are the things we normally consider for the treasury product. So under that, money market product, there are so many things are there. Example. So what do you mean by money market? Anybody has idea what is money market? Any anything you can explain. I'm not judging you, just to understand, like, what concept you have for the money market. Anybody wants to attempt? Am I audible?
Kind of, yeah, yeah, you're audible. It's kind of
Mhm.
an investment, a kind of an investment in bonds or FD or something like that.
Okay. Okay. You said money market is related to the investment and bond. Okay. Okay. Any other people
Money
wants to
market is
attempt?
basically, hello, can you hear me?
Mhm. Yes. Yes. I'm.
Money market is basically the market, especially for the banks and financial institutions to trade and for the short term security. So like treasury bills, these are the traded product in the money market, and
Mhm.
uh, call yeah. So bank basically they just whenever they require the liquidity, so they short term liquidity overnight, so they go for the money market.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Any other? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, yeah, right, partially. So basically, when you're talking about the different market, there's a money market. When you're talking about the money market, we are basically referring to the bank. So if you go to the bank, what are the products are available for the bank? Example, bank will give you the loans, right? Bank you give you the credit facilities like in a various way. Like they may give you letter of credit, bank guarantee, overdraft facilities, working capital loan, term loan, investment products. So these are the various. So whatever the financial products deal by the bank, that would be a part of money market, right? So under the money, these are the products. So example, when you go to the bank, you also go into the bank, open a current account. But yeah, this is product. But when we talking about the treasury, yeah, that is also a part of. So example, whatever the products now, even if you go to the bank, open a bank account, now this also part of money market product. I mean, not money market, this is a part of treasury product. Now, under money market, bank account, current account opening is not considered. It is considered separately called bank account management in SAP, SAP S4 HANA. Okay. So now even you may be knowing that the people who are working in SAP, like previously in ECC, there is an option like, when you go to the ECC module, so normally what you can do that you go to the FI12, right? FI12, and from here you go and create a bank account. Let's say we'll go to the any company. So here you can define your house bank account ID. Just 1 minute. So here you can see that bank account. You can define, you are defining your house bank account, bank key. And now after that, you go here to the screen and go and maintain this against the house bank. What is the account ID, bank account number, GL account, right? So now these also part of the treasury. Now nobody is going to create, means in S4 HANA, there is a concept of, bank light and BAM account management. So what happened is previously we may be doing those configuration, bank account management, defining house bank account ID, that things, entire things now gone to the treasury team. Now treasury team would be doing this particular activities like opening an bank account, closing an bank account, those kind of things are happen with the change of S4 HANA. So in S4 HANA, SAP has come up with a new thing, like especially you can see the trade finance module. The trade finance module was not there in ECC system. If in ECC time, what do you mean by trade finance? The trade finance is an product type which is provided by the bank. Let's say letter of credit. 1 minute, please. So, trade finance is it's kind of a product dealing by the bank. So, under the trade finance, we deal, there would be various product called bank guarantee, letter of credit. So, these are the products. So, this particular folder you can see in ECC, you may not see the trade finance product. SAP has bring this product in S4 HANA only. Previously, what happened is if your customer having a requirement of LC product, we normally used to do some kind of screen enhancement. We copy some product of the other product, and there we go and do the screen enhancement and bring the field which is required for letter of credit or the bank guarantee. Now in S4 HANA, this product is available. But however, if your client who we are still using ECC product, if they wanted to use the SAP Trade Finance product, they may use that if they are still using ECC 6.0, but they have to enhance their, they upgrade their system ECC 6.0 to enhancement pack EHP 8. So EHP 8 onwards, uh, existing customer of ECC, they can use the functionality of SAP Trade Finance, which is also available in S4 HANA. Normally, you can see that SAP has given some deadline before, like 2025. They wanted to close all the ECC kind of support, but however, they have feel that it is not possible for many clients to move immediately to the S4 HANA. So that's a reason they have extended the term. There's no specific term they have defined. But yes, the strategy behind SAP 2 going forward, they're trying to close the ACC operation, and they try to, they will start doing this support, extended support for the Export HANA, but no support for the ECC after some point of time. So the major reason behind to move every customer, every customer has to move to SAP S4 HANA. So we going to do our training in SAP S4 HANA only. We are not using our ECC system. Okay. So, so now, as I said, whatever the products banks are dealing, that would be a part of SAP Treasury. Now, banking and bank account management, it is also a part of SAP Fiori. Now, nobody is going to do using the I mean this particular configuration. And you see here, so in ECC, we go first. What you do, we create a bank key, and then let's say we select Citibank, and after creating the house bank and bank country and bank key, after maintaining, we normally go to the bank account. And here you can see in ECC there is an option called new entries. Like you can see it here, new entries. Similar way you can see new entries here. But now you can only see the display view. You cannot see any. You can either delete it. Now if you see that, even though it is showing, the screen is showing here, but ultimately this is not a screen of, okay, I'll go again. I will show these things once again. Yeah, this one. Now if you go here, you say this is a read access only. That means you cannot create here anything. So if you wanted to create something, there is another option called Fiori app. So via which Fiori you can go and create your bank account management. So there is a separate app altogether, Fiori app. So this is the place where you can go and create your bank account. So even you can create your house bank also. If you wanted to create house bank first, and then you can do that. So you can see the manage bank account app. This is the Fiori app. Now going forward, you can create the bank account using this Fiori app. Okay. Anyway, we are talking about this treasury and risk management. So when you're talking about the organization structure of the treasury department, so there is a basically there a kind of organization structure called front office. Okay. And then there will be called middle office, and that's called back office. So what happen is, whenever you create any financial instruments into the system, let's say we as a corporate, what we do, we create our product investments into we park our investments to the company, to the bank. Let's say we are creating fixed deposit to the bank. So here the role of the middle office would be, front office would be, they basically going to create a deal into the system. So when I'm talking about the organization structure of the treasury, it is similar to a kind of a bank. So when you go to the bank and open a bank account to the, let's say you go to the bank and you wanted to open a bank account. So what you do that you visit a bank, nearest bank branch, and you go, when you visit a branch, you can see there are people who in the front row, I mean, in the bank, they are dealing with a various kind of account opening form. They will give you account opening form, and they will assist you for all sort of opening formalities. So what you do that you fill up the form, you give your passport photos and your Aadhaar or PAN card or whatever documents required, you provide that. And after that, they will say after 3 days, we'll intimate you. So what happen is, these are called the front office desk. The front office team, what they will do, they will do the account opening. They will initial formalities like, account opening form they will provide. They will ask you to sign wherever required. And then they will, once you done everything, they will send that particular form and all the related documents to the middle office team. Middle office team also, they will verify everything is fine, and then they will send the account opening team to open the account. So, so in Treasury also the process is same. There is a front office team who create a deal. When you're talking about the deal, what does it mean? Deal means, let's say, any financial instruments which you posted into the system. So deal is that. So deal is kind of a creation of a financial product, a financial instrument into the system. So when I'm talking about the, let's say I wanted to open a fixed term deposit. So that means I'm going to create a deal. So after the deal, what will happen? Then middle office team who will go and verify the things, everything is okay or not, and then we can able to post the transaction. So any sort of accounting postings, payments, it would be a part of back office team. So this is a kind of organization structure. So now when you're talking about that in system, there are various things like, let's say this is the product. There's a transaction called FTR underscore create. So this is the way normally we go and create a particular deal. Let's say we wanted to create some investment products. So what do you have to do that? Let's say I give that company code as an TR02 product type. Let's say I'm choosing 51A. 1 minute. So let's say my company code is TRP1. Okay, my product type. When you were talking about the product type, there is various product type you can see it in the system. So there are various product type you can see in the system. But when you're talking about the specific further, let's say money market product. So there are product called 51A. There are various things. So let's talk about the 51A. So 51A would be a kind of fixed term deposit product. So then you can see there are various transactions type, like whether the fixed term deposit it's a part of investment or a borrowing, and then we have to define the partner. So here one thing is that when you're talking about the partner in normal parlance, when you're talking about the business partner or partner, what does it mean? That means when you're talking about the business partner, we means uh, the partner with whom we can buy and sell. Whenever this kind of relations is there, buying selling relation, we call it as a normal business partner. But in the treasury, when you're talking about the treasury product, we are talking about a different set of partner. That's called counterparty business partner. So what do you mean by counterparty? Because when you're dealing with a bank, we are not using that business partner concept here, because we are not selling our raw material, our finished goods to the bank, or bank is not my customer in that way who is buying our let's say finished goods. Let's say we are not taking raw materials or anything. So in that way the relationship of the business partner with the bank, it's a different. So normally if when you go to the any business partner, okay, you may see that I'll show you. When you're talking about the counterparty business partner, what does it mean? So, okay, so you can see that I have created a business partner as a Citibank, and in Treasury, these are called counterparty BP role. Now, when you go and see that this TR0151, it would be different. Like in normal parlance, you may see your vendor and customer, but in Treasury, we'll be using this counterparty BP role. Now, apparently it looks same. Like if you open any normal business partner and here there'll be no difference in the general data segment called as general data. But when you go to the company code data, you see these tabs are completely different from your FI business partner. You can see SI, 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 SI payment details, SI correspondence, SI authorization, SI derived flow. What do you mean by SI? So SI here isn't called standing instructions. Okay. So, whenever we create any business partner into the SAP, this business partner with a role called SAP TR0151, it's called a counterparty BP role. Now, let's understand what is the counterparty BP role. Counterparty means other than your business partner. Other than your business partner, the definition, if you go to the definition of the TRM, I mean, in the Google counterparty, you'll find other party other than your business relation business partner. So any sort of party which would be other than your normal business partner, it's called the counterparty. So when you're talking about the counterparty BP, what kind of, so counterparty BP is a kind of relationship we define in the SAP system as an bank. So from bank we are not buying raw material or finished good, or we are selling a finished goods. We have a relationship with the bank in the matter of investments, in the matter of other like in investment products, or we are buying loan from that bank, we are taking the forex product from the bank, we may be buying derivative products or trade finance product from the bank, right? Or we may do the investment. So that way this tab has been created. So when you're talking, so when you go to that, let's say, okay, so you can see that the tabs, when you go to the particular business partner, the counterparty BP, you can see the payment details here, uh, authorization tab, correspondence tab, derived flow tabs. So according to the need of the whatever they're required to when you create any deal, so these are the things we required in the master data. Like if you wanted to include any taxes, we can include them in the derived flow. A correspondence would be if we sending some kind of empty messages, to the bank for counter confirmation. That time we'll be using this authorization tab. So whenever you create any product, let's say right now we are doing money market product, and let's say we are doing kind of fixed deposit product. So the first thing what you have to do, you have to you have to give the authorization for your product. So let's say if I don't give anything, let's say I'm not giving authorization, let's say this particular folder, money market, I'm not giving authorization to this Citibank to deal with any money market products. Now I kept it like that. So now what will happen? Okay, just 1 minute. Now what happen is, let's say when I'm creating a deal, it will throw an error to me. It's saying that partner CTIN not authorized to specify this transaction. You see, so the moment you wanted to create something, let's say if you wanted to create, let's say if you wanted to use this particular BP, this particular tab is most important, because this authorization tab, it will give you authorization to do this transaction. If you say you you have not given authorization to deal with any money market products, but you have given authorization to deal other product of the treasury, let's say trade finance, forex, and securities, it will allow you to do. But money market product, when you're trying to do, it will not allow to do that. So this is how it looks like. So I mean, this is how that SAP, I mean, the business partner it will change the tab of the business partner related to the treasury. It will be entirely changed. And it is not like your business partner, normal business partner. So when you're dealing with the SAP TRM, we'll be creating a different set of BP role. It's called a counterparty BP, depository BP, issuer BP. So these are the various BP role we'll be creating into the system depending on the what are the product type you are creating. So in the money market product, you only required one counterparty. But when you're dealing with the securities module, we need to create various other uh, called depository bank TR0152 and then TR703 depositor. Okay, one more thing. Okay, depository bank. So when you're dealing with the trade finance product, that point of time we have to create one more role called TR0703. So these are the basically a basic thing. So when you create any investment products, so let's say I'll go to the BP master and I'll make changes. So now let me go. Okay, I'll just go back. So I will show you in the treasury. So let's say TT1. So when you go and create any treasury deal into the system, so you can basically see that the screens of the deal creation. What do you mean by deal? So you can see that I have created a fixed term deposit less than 365 days. So when you're talking about the product type is nothing but an various financial instruments. So this TD1 is in one of the financial instrument. We call it called a fixed term deposit with the bank. And this is where you can see that we define a business partner. This is the place we have defined what is the amount of investment, what is the start date of the investment, end date of the investment, what is the rate of interest of the particular fixed term deposit, what is the calculation method. So that your screen which represent any everything about investment products. Like whenever you do the investment, let's say fixed term deposit to the bank, you need a basic information as a corporate, like like what is the amount of investment, what is the start date of the investment, what is the end date of the investment, what is the rate of interest, how the bank is calculating the rate of interest, what is the frequency of the interest payment, if any. Like sometimes what happen, bank in order to attract corporates, like if you go to the bank and open a fixed deposit, what will happen, you always get the money at the end of the maturity. But in case to attract corporates, they will give the interest on the monthly basis. Okay, these are the thing. And most other important thing is in cash flow. So you can see in when you are talking with the SAP treasury team, they always interested about the cash flow of the products. So whenever you deal with any financial product to them, they always try to see what is the cash flow. Cash flow mean for each and every, see when you're talking about the, let's say, investment products. So okay, so let's say we are talking about the fixed term deposit. One minute. So when you're talking about the fixed term deposit, let's say what you understand under fixed term deposit, what could be the scenario? The first scenario, what would be the scenario of FD? The scenario would be first time what you do the investment. So example, when you do the investment in the fixed deposit, so what will happen? So your cash would goes out. Like this is one of scenario called outflow of cash, right? This is one of the scenario. Then what will happen? You may receive the money. Now when you do the investment in the fixed deposit, even as an individual investors also, they will ask you whether you want interest to be paid to your account, let's say whatever the monthly basis or quarterly basis. So there is a scenario called interest. interest flow. So investment flow, interest flow. So interest flow would be called inflow of cash, right? Inflow of cash. That means whenever you do the investment, so there are three kind of scenarios. So first of all, you do the investment, it's an outflow of cash. Then let's say you have opted for interest to be paid to your account on the quarterly basis, monthly basis. So it would be an inflow of cash, and at the end there will be maturity of the maturity of uh, maturity. So maturity would be what will happen, inflow of cash. So let's say that you have done the investment for 3 months, and then what will happen after 3 months? So you will receive your money. In case if you have not opted for interest paid to your account, you have opted for interest capitalization, and the amount would be paid on the maturity. In that case, at the time of maturity, you receive both interest plus principal amount. So these are the normally when you're talking about the fixed term deposit, these are the three scenarios we can see that. But additionally, there would be a kind of additional scenario. In normal parlance, you may see that you do the investment, you receive an interest at the time of maturity, you get the full. But what happened for the corporate perspective? Uh, there may be some kind of additional scenarios. Example, they may feel that, okay, I wanted to extend my investment for a 2 more month. So this is called a kind of rollover scenario. So rollover means if the corporate feel that, let's say I have done the investment for a 3 month, but considering my situation, I feel that another 2 months this money is not required. So they will go to the bank and to roll over the transaction. Roll over mean to extend the validity period of the investments. Other way also you can see that maybe that at some point of time, if the corporate feels they need an urgent cash, what they do, they will go to the bank, and bank will say, they will go to the bank and say that I want 50% amount to be withdrawn from my fixed deposit because I have can see some payment requirement is coming. So there would be kind of possibilities. The scenario would be withdrawal of the investments. So that will also happen. So we'll see all the scenarios into the system, like what end-to-end understanding, like how we're going to create those things into the system, how to create a deal, how to create what are the monthly activities associated with any treasury module. So when you're talking about the month end activities, so there are certain month of activities to be performed. Let's say when you're talking about the fixed term deposit, there's a month end activities called accruals. Let's say when you're talking about the accruals, so example, month end activities. So what are the month end activities? You may feel that, like say the month end activities in the form of, um, let's say you have done an investment, and out of that you receive let's say you have done investment in fixed term deposit FD, let's say for 3 months. Now, what happened is at the time of, let's say you have done the investments of, and you receive an interest, let's say of 2 lakhs. Okay, this is the interest you have received. Interest you receive in the month of, let's say, September. Okay, now what will happen? Your balance sheet will show in the month of September 2 lakhs rupees of interest, and it will show, it will increase your profitability position. But think of it, is it fair to have show the interest on that particular month, uh, even though it is happening automatically on the at the time of maturity flow, you can see the interest to be paid. But for the accounting perspective, on the fair value of accounting, it's saying that this interest to be shown in the books the month on which it is due. So even though you will be receiving the interest on the month of September, but this interest is belongs to, let's say, July, August, and September. So you have to segregate the amount in this particular month so that your balance sheet reflect the true and fair, means your income statement, your profit and loss statement. So even though you're showing that, but in the accrual basis you're showing this particular interest of the month of July, you calculate in the basis of accrual interest in the month of July, interest in the month of August and September, so that you will be entering, your financial statement, your income statement or a profit and loss statement will represent true and fair value. Otherwise, if you show everything on the month of September, your profit definitely will increase, but that you are if you're doing only that way, you're not performing the accrual. So in that case, what will happen? Your income statement will not represent a true and fair value. Similar thing is happening. Let's say if you go to the bank for any any interest rate instrument. Let's say you have taken a term loan from the bank, and for that, let's say they charge you 2 lakh rupees processing fees. So let's say 2 lakh rupees processing fees. Okay. And it is, let's say it is happening in the month of July. Now the question is, let's say your loan is up to 5 years. So you are showing all the processing fees, because processing fees you're paying at the time of doing the transaction. Like when you giving this documents and the bank said, okay, your loan is approved, your term loan is approved. Now this is my processing fees. So either they will charge the processing fees from the but normally for the corporates we pay separately processing fees bank. Okay. So this processing fees they may be deducting in the month of July, but however, let's say you have taken a loan for the 5 years. In that case, showing entire expenses. So when you doing this particular posting, again it will your profit would be, it will impact your profit, because in the month of July you are doing the posting of the processing fees of 2 lakhs. But does it mean the 2 lakhs you paid for this current month? Answer is no. The 2 lakhs you have paid for the entire tenure of the loan. So in that case, you can do the deferral transactions by segregating the amount of loan processing fees to the tenure of 5 years, so that your income statement will not be show wrong picture. It will show on the deferral or accrual deferral basis whatever the amount that should be liable for that particular month, it will show that way. So that's it for today. I just wanted to give a kind of understanding. Hope you understand at least a basic part of it, a very basic thing we have discussed. So I just wanted to wind up here, but before the wind up, any questions, any doubt, please feel free to ask me. Any questions?
Abhi, regarding this BCM in-house cash and the other topics, this will be covered in TRM, or it's just a separate thing, cash management?
Okay, first of all, yes, good question. These are, we'll be discussing this on the overview basis. See, you know that IHC, there is no IHC system available. And IHC is again a different module, but at least I'll give you a kind of decent overview so you can understand how the products works, because I have worked it. So we it's a kind of, we are trying to create a training session maybe later on. Once we get a good server, we configure those things. But end to end, these things overview level you can expect in the training. We give you a good overview to understand all the three scenarios, like POBO, called payment on behalf, receipt on behalf, and intercompany netting. How these things works, overview level you can understand. BCM is, again, we create an overview session, because frankly speaking, BCM is a very small module, and cash management, all these things it cover under the overview session. So because our treasury program, it takes more than 50 to 60 hours, because we are not doing the kind of ready-made things, like we do the pre-configure, we do the configuration right from the scratches. We create the organization structure FI, we create the organization structure of CO. After you create the basic org structure of FI and CO, only then we move to the basic settings of organization structure of TRM. And then we can start doing the thing. So entire understanding the treasury, it takes a lot of time. So because I'm not trying to do any shortcuts, because after taking a training from me, many people have already implemented treasury in their companies. So that's a reason we discuss in details, and that's a reason, I mean, so that you have understanding of this entire products, and you can start doing the product from the scratch. Yeah, any other question?
Hi, Abhi.
Mhm.
I just want to
Yeah.
know that OTC derivative will be part of treasury
Yes,
configuration.
yes. Derivatives also be a part of treasury configuration, because under
Okay.
derivative products, we have got a interest rate swaps, okay, and cross currency swaps. We have a caps, we have a floor. That all we going to understand under the derivative products. Any other question?
Derivative including the forex and the securities, or only
Okay.
securities you will going to say?
Forex, yes, forex. Forex would be there. Forex, there are three things in the forex. Would be you buying a spot transaction, you buy a forward contract with a physical delivery, forward contract without physical delivery, call is called cash settlement. That also be part of this product. Yes.
And the derivatives of the currency also, right?
Yeah. Sorry. One more thing. You said something.
Is there any derivative
Securities.
scope in the forex? No, is there any derivative scope in the forex?
Yeah. The forward contract is a derivative products, right? Forward contract.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Any other question?
Abhi, one more question. Sorry. Just want to know about the how the in a bank like every bank they project their balance sheet for 5 year. So for the especially for the interest rate risk, so is there any such configuration in SAP TRM that to projections of the balance sheet for the 5 year to know that how much risk bank would have in next 5 year or 1 year
Bank would have
yearly
it, right? So
basis?
you're talking the treasury from the bank perspective, right? Are
Yes,
you
for the
talking about the
interest rate is
corporate
prospective
perspective?
basis.
No,
No,
we are
no,
not implementing treasury module to the bank. So we are implementing treasury module to the corporates. Let's say you are implementing, we are not doing the treasury implementation from the bank perspective. Bank has got a different things, but that is not a part of our agenda. Our agenda is where we are implementing. We are implementing SAP TRM to the any corporates. So bank perspective, they may be doing many instruments, but from the corporate perspective, we have gotten those kind of forecasting, analyzing of balance sheet. That is not a part of our course curriculum. So no, that kind of things we may not, because they may use various non-SAP products, standalone products. But what happened is that is called bank. But we as a corporate, when you're talking about the risks associated, our risks associated with the banks. Let's say we are dealing with the banks. So example, I'll give you an example. Let's say in uh, last 5 6 years back, you may have seen that one of the bank got bankrupt, right? Yes Bank. So now what happened is, for every bank, it is mandatory, I mean, to go with the rating. Like every bank have their rating. So we trying to evaluate, like under credit risk management, what would be the risks associated with the bank. Because if, let's say, if the bank's non-performing asset is increasing day by day, that means that there is a chances bank will going to bankrupt very easily. So when you have this rating, so there is an option. When you create a business partner counterparty BP role, there is an option you can define the various rating of the bank. So based on this rating, credit managers will take a decision like whether to continue the investment with that particular bank, or it is better to withdraw the investment or close the transaction if the ratings of them day by day it's going down. Okay, so
My question is around the regulatory reporting basically. So, because every country or every region has a certain some regulators, and they are
hmm,
seeking the reports from the bank. What is the
hmm.
bank position? How much the asset and how
that
much
is
liabilities
that
bank is
that
having?
yeah, Sunil, I understand your question. So that you are talking about the implementation from the bank perspective, right? First of all, I tell you, SAP products are not used by the bank. Do you know that?
Okay.
This product,
No.
SAP was not successful in banking. That's a reason. In banking, when you're talking, when you're implementing SAP, they will not take your SAP products. They will rather go to the other products, Oracle products, because there is a pinnacle other Oracle products. That would be very suit to the banking sector. So our implementation of Treasury, nothing. We are not dealing with the bank. So bank has got a different other products. These products of SAP may not suit to the bank, and SAP knows, and they have created other things called. But however, we have still not very successful with a bank. Our whatever the products apart from SAP SDMM. But when you're talking about the SAP bank's own risk calculation, then this product of SAP may not be suitable for bank. Bank are not using SAP products for their making risks or regulatory thing. So
Okay.
did I answer your question, Sunil?
Yes. Yes.
Hmm. And when talking about the regulatory, so again, you leave it. If you leave it that implementation, you're going to do it for the banks. No, it will not work. Bank will use their own different products, standalone product to do all sort of customized reporting. So our SAP products may not be suitable treasury module product for the bank. Next question,
No,
please.
Do we cover hedge management here in TRM?
Yes, we cover. So our treasury module is basically meant for the corporate who is taking the services of the banking and financial products from the bank. This is what I'm trying to say. We are not implementing this treasury product is for the corporates. Like let's say I'm a corporate buying a financial products from the bank, financial instrument for the bank. So SAP's product is mainly this ERP product for the implementation of the treasury and risk management other than banking sectors. This is what I'm trying to say, Sunil.
just out of the curiosity, just want to know the what would be the risk for bank in case if they opt for the SAP as a their main core
The
product, or
the
SAP has
product
a
has not been
limitations.
defined. No, the product, the way the bank having an operation, that way the product has not been configured by the SAP. That is the main thing. The SAP Treasury and Risk Management module is mainly defined in the SAP for the corporate who is availing the services. That's why I'm saying in banking sector, whatever the rules and regulations, whenever you create a product, first of all you see that day-to-day operation of the bank, and based on the regulatory requirement, all this thing, it is not been meant in a way so that it would be used by the bank. So even if you go to the bank now, let's say HDFC Bank, they are using SAP, but where they are using SAP for their basic module, let's say module, FI module. But when you're talking about the day-to-day operation, every bank you can see they are using a Pinnacle softwares for day-to-day transaction. Maybe I mean, how many of you are working with that things? When I was there, same, and now also they are using the Pinnacle software. Oracle is a preferred choice for the bank. They will not go with the SAP products because SAP products are not mean for the day-to-day operation, the how it is happening. So that way, SAP never been successful in for the banking. I mean, especially for the selling the products to the bank or financial instruments to the bank. So that way, it will not work. Bank has got a many regulatory requirement, many operations, so that may not suit the SAP Treasury modules.
Okay.
Okay, thank you,
Any other
Abhi.
question? Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, and thank you, everyone. So I'll get in touch with everyone, and we can just proceed from there. Thank you.
Thank you.